Hello, and welcome to another Afternoon Idol. Welcome to another week, the 25th. If you are tuning in from Australia, I believe this is Australia Day, so that should be the 26th. Hello to Gabrielle, Angie, and Sarah. So the Afternoon Idol is just kind of a thing we started doing as an experiment back in November for weekdays, and it's an opportunity to do a little bit of practice in the afternoon on the East Coast. It's not the afternoon actually where I'm at. My name is Andrew. I'm a certified mindfulness meditation coach in the Unified Mindfulness System. You can find out more about UM at unifiedmindfulness.com. I am many things, but I am not a licensed mental health professional or therapist. I'm also not organized or not authorized to teach Zen. I am, though, an ordained Buddhist priest. And I mention that today because our practice is going to be around the persona or the idea of the dude. So let me quick in my headphones to avoid any more updates. And it looks like I just lost the 5 people that were on. So hopefully I'm still on the air. I'm just going to check really quick and see. All right, so it seems like I'm on the air. And then thanks to Angie. Okay, so I'm still on. Great. Now I see folks. Chat is over there. So I've said all this time, I don't know where chat shows up in orientation to where I am, but chat is over there. So thank you for that. I keep saying it and then I don't actually check. So thank you for that. So if you've ever been to Vancouver, there's this park called Chillin Park or Chilling Park. And there's a sculpture of somebody just kind of leisurely leaning back and sitting on this grassy, in the grassy sort of quad area. And I love, so the chat's down here for you, Gabrielle. Okay. Oh, that's right. If you're on a mobile device, forgot about that. Or a tablet actually too, the chat would be down here too. For some people, chat will be like integrated in the actual video. So I don't know. The world is full of possibilities. But today on the Daily Calm, Jeff was talking about the Fonzie effect, and for Jeff, that's sort of his archetype of coolness. And for me, what came to mind is my archetype of relaxed and like chill is the dude, Jeffrey Lebowski. And just as an aside, when I got ordained in so anybody can get ordained. So if you're a follower of the Dudist way, or the Church of the Latter-day Dude, I think is the name of it. I think most people realize it's kind of it's an homage, if you will, not necessarily a serious or fundamental religion by any stretch of the imagination, but it is organized enough that I have married 2 couples in the state of Arizona as an officiate with my good standing in the Church of the Latter-day Dude. But the notion is to use the story of the Big Lebowski as a bit of a modern telling of calm and chill within the face of crazy things that go on in life. And so as an aside, the conversations when I first joined and ordained were around, is dude a male term or is it gender neutral? And so at least from those who ordained back in 2013, it appeared to be the idea that dude was a gender neutral term. So I just offer that when I offer up comments around being a dude or cultivating dude energy or something. It's not just like guy energy. Originally, I think dudes were both genders who came to so like Dude Ranch, I guess is the term, is at least where I believe it originated. So this idea of like, kind of like city slickers but less funny, where people from the city come to a ranch to experience what it's like to be on a ranch. I feel sometimes like that's a bit of the energy when I go to Upaya Zen Center in Santa Fe. Like I'm this like pretender who comes to Santa Fe to pretend like I'm a Zen person for some short period of time, and then I come back to Tucson. Neither here nor there. But yeah, so I just want to offer up today's practice. We do these contrast sits where we take a technique, a something technique, and we compare it with this notion of doing nothing, or the technique of no technique. And today I want to play with a little bit of Jeff's theme from the daily trip on Calm, where he's talking about the Fonzie effect and being equanimous. I just want to reframe that into this inner chill kind of quality from the dude. And so if we want, we can say that is the quality of abiding, which is another dudism. So if you haven't seen The Big Lebowski, there's lots of swear words, not at all safe for work. The first time I saw it, I didn't particularly like it. I didn't, but which is, seems sacrilegious now. So what we'll do at the beginning is we'll play around with this cultivating or finding a sort of chill feeling if available in the body. And if it's not available in the body, then we can note whatever is, and then seeing if there's any rising of like a chill quality or relaxed quality around that. And then your homework, if you want, is to check out the Dude Chillin Park in suburban, I believe it's in suburban Vancouver. So Vancouver's an amazing city, one of my favorites. So yeah. So if you have questions, you can always put those in the chat before we begin. We're going to sit for 15 minutes, which is, if you're used to just doing the 10-minute calm meditations, a little bit longer, but not as long as the sits you would get on a CEC or do nothing project. And we'll wrap up. I think we'll wrap up just around, or we'll wrap up well before the bottom of the hour. So I invite you to adopt a posture that helps you be both relaxed and alert. Think upright, yet dignified. The spine is lengthened, but not rigid. And then as we begin, just checking in to kind of see what the experience of the nervous system is like. Is there any tension? Each of us holds tension, often in different locations. And sometimes as we notice the tension, it will soften or melt away. And if it doesn't, that's our first opportunity to bring no big deal quality, to allow the tension to be. And then before we begin, taking a few deliberate breaths in through the nose and out through the nose. Slow and low is our tempo. Breathing in through the nose helps to slow down the breath and both filters the breath and humidifies it. And that slow in-breath allows us to fill the lower lungs. And then lengthening and extending the exhale helps to cue the nervous system that we can shift into a rest and digest mode, or we can bring online the parasympathetic. And letting the breath return to normal. The eyes can be open or closed or anywhere in between. And as we settle in, just bringing our awareness to the whole body. Maybe there's a lot of activation. Maybe a buzzy feeling or a sense of temperature. Whatever's present, we're just checking out and seeing what that raw experience is like. We may be pulled away by thoughts, and noticing that as part of what we're here for. Offering a slight nod, and then with care, bringing the attention back to the whole body. And for some, holding the whole body in awareness at once is not totally possible, and that's okay. You may just try to see just how much of the edges of the body can you coat with awareness. And from this stance, we may begin to notice reduction in the activation of the body. In we'd call that rest, and today we can think of that as maybe a less scientific term, chill. And if that reduction in activity or any of those qualities aren't available, we'll just abide in this seated posture. We're directing our attention, feeling into the whole body. And in doing that, the deliberate direction of the attention, that's one distinction from what we might think of as our traditional do nothing technique that we explore. So, if this whole body awareness is generating enough interest for you, continue in that direction. And if the body isn't holding your interest today, again, no big deal. See about shifting to the sounds around you as your object. So explore either option. So if you're still exploring this, holding the whole body in awareness, all the sensory possibilities in the body, kind of all at once. You may want to concentrate on the boundaries or the edges. You may find the sense of clothes on skin or coolness around you where skin is uncovered. Generates a lot of sensory information and offers you more feedback. And if that's not, then looking at shifting your attention maybe to focusing on your feet, on the ground. The weight and stability of your body seated. Seeing if any of those senses offer you that abiding quality. Okay, regardless of how that was, we're going to let that go. And we'll shift into our do nothing practice. There's no go because you're already there. And again, if that doesn't resonate, this notion of sitting and knowing that you're sitting, or the already amness of being here. You're already aware. So no need to put any more effort in. Keep going. And if your eyes have been closed, I invite you to open them. And connect to your surroundings at your own pace. Thank you for your practice. Thank you for spending 20 plus minutes with me. Thank you for making it here to practice. Again, if you have any questions or reports or anything, you can always drop that in chat as well. Always like to hear those. Yeah, you are very welcome, Jeff and Angie, and that's really interesting to hear, Gabrielle. There's and I'm glad to hear that, because I've always been curious about whether or not that cultivation or that effect will transfer if it's someone who doesn't really kind of like have that archetypal connection with like a pop culture sort of character. I've been thinking about how movies and stories are sort of the modern narrative for what would normally have been maybe the stories of mystics and seekers. And so of all the movies, to like, I was looking back about like what kind of pushed me over the edge towards really meditating, and the Men Who Stare at Goats was remarkably influential in me wanting to be kind of like this like mental Jedi, and sort of this movie is a somewhat fictional retelling of the John Ronson book about Jim Channon and the attempts at creating what was referred to as the New World Army, I think, or New Modern Army in the U.S. And it was basically learnings that came out as a result of the conflict in Vietnam for the U.S. And you can find YouTube videos of Ronson's television specials that ended up becoming the book, but it's funny to me that movie for some reason really like vaulted me into like, I'm gonna do this, or I'm gonna like put a lot of energy in. And so I mentioned that just in, silly things can be what kind of gets you kind of over the edge to sort of commit, because I was pretty meditation curious, or I was very obsessed with this idea of like, don't bite the hook. And like, I was like, oh, I'm going to meditate, but I'm not going to commit to any of these particular traditions or lineages. And that kind of, for some reason, that movie pushed me into, okay, now I'm going to do this and I don't care about any other stuff. So yeah, have a great Monday. And if you're tuning in from Australia and it's Tuesday, please enjoy your Australia Day. So yeah, and then we'll be doing the standard stuff this week. And then I think Wednesday or Thursday, I'll just chat a little bit about kind of where things may be headed for the afternoon idol come February. So just mention that. And I'll repeat it, so if folks miss, then they'll know what's up. So yeah, it's the bottom of the hour. Have a good one.